The strike on the terror camps were undertaken through precision capability, as shown to you. A niche technology weapons with careful selection of warheads was ensured so that there will be no collateral damage. The point of impact in each of the target was a specific building or a group of buildings. All the targets were neutralized with clinical efficiency, and the results reiterate the professionalism of the Indian Armed Forces in the planning and execution of their operations. No military establishments were targeted. India has demonstrated considerable restraint in its response. However, it must be said that the Indian Armed Forces are fully prepared to respond to Pakistani misadventures, if any, that will escalate the situation. Jai Hind, and thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends in the media, I ask your indulgence today in view of the fact that this is still an evolving situation. We will therefore not be able to take questions and answers today, but we will come back for more updates and more briefings shortly. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. Thank you. Jai Hind.
All right, so this is the big breaking news coming in right now. The government has held its press conference after the strikes on Pakistan. There have been several strikes which have taken place after the Pahalgam terror attack. The strikes took place between 1:05 a.m. in the morning and 1:30 in the morning. Operation Sindoor, terror infrastructure was struck, launch pads were struck, the targets were selected with due diligence. As you can see, and very, very significantly, what the government has released over here is actual video of the targets being hit. Multiple targets, a Lashkar-e-Toiba training camp, Savai Nala, targets in Muzaffarabad and Kotli. Niche weapons were used, specific buildings were struck, all targets neutralized. Restraint was shown in India's response. India is fully prepared to respond to anything that Pakistan does right now. That's the message. There was a colonel, there was a wing commander, and there was the Foreign Secretary of India. No questions were taken at that press conference, but there was an indicator that in press conferences in the future, more answers would be given. Just a few more details before I go across to Maria, who's also tracking this closely. This followed the Pahalgam terror attack where 26 were killed. This was the worst attack on civilians since 26/11. The terrorists were executed through headshots. This was an attempt to hit tourism, an attempt to spread communal strife. Lashkar Front was involved in this, and only denials from Pakistan were received over the last few days. India's response, therefore, was measured, responsible, non-escalating, non-escalatory, I should say, is how this was characterized. Once again, the attacks took place between 1:05 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. Maria.
Yes, and Vikram Mistry there, the Foreign Secretary, saying that in these 15 days, because India carried out these strikes against Pakistan terror camps only after 15 days, so he said clearly that there was no demonstrable action by Pakistan, only denials had come in, and these strikes were non-escalatory in nature, and Indian armed forces are also prepared to respond in case of any kind of retaliation which may come in from Pakistan. But these visual proofs, the video proofs which have come in, become particularly important, and we will be joined by our reporters in just a bit. But the significance cannot be missed. The important highlights is of this detailed press conference, the briefing which came in from the National Media Center here in the National Capital. It was a coordinated launch of 24 missile strikes, which actually targeted 9 high-value terrorist-linked locations. And even as we speak, even as this press conference has just concluded, there is a high-powered meeting which has begun at the Prime Minister's residence. Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, and other senior party leaders are meeting the Prime Minister even as we speak. Aishwarya is joining us live. Aishwarya, this huddle has begun, and India has now released proof of that strike which happened, which was carried out in those 25 minutes. 25 minutes is all it took, and in those 25 minutes, 9 terror camps completely destroyed.
Aishwarya, just before I come across to you, we come across to you, I just think, Maria, it is so important to reflect that video was actually released. Remember, after Balakot, video was not released. Multiple videos indicating that all of these strikes were under monitoring by drones and they were filmed as the weapons went in. In one case, I could see a weapon being dropped from what appeared to be a drone or a suicide drone. We do know that these were used as well. The videos proving India's case, we hit Pakistan and we hit them hard.
Yes, 9 terror camps completely destroyed, and the significance of each and every terror camp explained in details by the Indian Armed Forces, talking about their significance and their role in multiple terror strikes which have happened in the past. Sunil Prabhu is joining us as well. Sunil, the significance and I would say the point that is being made here of the video proof being released by India.